back, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing great. In today's episode, it's part 1 of my daughter's Hyper VS build. Alright, so the first things first I gotta do today is basically strip it all down, man. Get to the diffs, hopefully check what oil or grease is in there, and if I'm not happy, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna put in my own diff oil, and I'm gonna leave the shocks, man. I have to say, the shocks, I'm very pleased with the suspension. Look at it, it's so plush. Check this out, you see, it's really plush, man, isn't it? I'm liking this. Well, I suppose it's a race buggy, so it's set up for racing, so it's really awesome. Can you see the return on that? It's perfect, but we will see how that works out once we've got the motor and the ESC in. Alright, shall we do a jump test? Here we go. That's perfect, man. Doesn't even bottom out. That's perfect. I'm happy with that. With that all said, there is a but there. Okay, I'm gonna go and skip to the most annoying job that you have to do on an electric vehicle. Alright, it's the bloody wire mapping. Gotta map out where you're gonna put your wires, where the motor's gonna sit, and where your on-off button's gonna go, and you know, I've got a vague idea where I want my switch to be somewhere around here or here. We will see how it works out, but here will be perfect. You could just lift the body up and just flick your switch quickly. You know, that's how I like doing it anyway. I don't like having it in an open space because all the crap and all the poopish just gets on it, man, innit? And I don't like that. And yeah, poopish is a real word. Me and my son, we use it all the time. We have a great laugh over. Anyway, when he watches this, he's gonna be cracking up. Anyway, what I was saying was, yeah, so the first job will be to do all of that basic logistic work in it. Let me just figure out where I want everything. Alright, and I'll just give you guys an update. You don't have to sit through that, man, don't worry. I'm not gonna make you guys sit through that. So that's the first thing. Alright, do all the wire mapping, see what I want to do, if everything fits or if everything stretches over to the correct places. Alright, I might need an extension or two, I don't know. I gotta figure that out basically. So at least I know what I'm doing come later on. Alright, so after that, I'm gonna start stripping everything down. All the diffs are gonna come out, front, center and rear. Alright, so another job I have to do today is it's more of a personal thing, man, isn't it? This is just something that I think is very important. You know, I don't know, everybody, this is the thing about RC. You do what you want to do, man. And it doesn't matter what anybody says or what anybody wants you to do. Alright, you do what you want to do, man. Alright, simple. Options, man. Flavor of life. So, according to me, center diffs have to be made out of aluminium, man, or carbon fiber. Okay, why? Because when you're running the vehicle and it gets hot, alright, you gotta understand certain things about heat dissipation. Alright, when plastic gets hot, it's gonna buckle, it's gonna flex, it's gonna change its structure, do you know what I'm saying? And in extreme cases it just melts off. So with all of that said, I prefer aluminium center diff, man, in it, straight up. Alright, the uprights have to be aluminium, the center plate, again, aluminium or carbon fiber. But with this vehicle, this is how it comes. You do get aluminium, if you can see right in there. I don't know if you can see there. You do get aluminium uprights within this, alright? So, I don't know, man, I'm just not comfortable with that setup. And this is my daughter's first RC. I want to make sure this lasts, man, and she doesn't have problems. Do you understand? This vehicle is going to keep her in this hobby for life, okay? When she grows up, she's going to pass on this hobby to my grandkids. Alright, I want to make sure of that, okay? So I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that my daughter enjoys herself and there's least problems as possible. Alright, so that's done. Alright, I'm happy with what I want to do. And yeah, the switch actually fit in here perfectly. Exactly what I wanted. The only thing about these switches is I don't like is when you have like a tumble or a front end like crash or something, what happens, because look, the off is basically facing forward and the switch normally sits like this, alright, facing the front of the car like that. The off facing the front of the car, alright, like this. So once you crash or something, what happens, the switch flips, alright, and you lose power. But what I do, alright, I flip these switches the other way. So if you have a crash or you do a massive jump and you tumble, the switch can only go on. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why I have to do this crazy wiring, because I know I want it like that. You know, like I said, man, I'm a very difficult person. I like certain things in a certain way. Alright, people might find that very annoying. This is how I want it, and this is how I've wired it basically. Goes around here like that, and it's gonna fit in there. Alright, but one thing I have to do is, because I'm just gonna stick this on with a bit of double-sided tape, I think. Or I can screw it down, but if you look here, look, there's like a little step. It's like a little key that keys into the plastic sashi, man, or that armor crate. And so what I gotta do, I gotta chop this off, man, innit? Alright, I have no need for this, so I'm gonna have to chop that off, and then I can get some double-sided tape and stick it on. And if it keeps coming off, I'll just screw it down to the side pods, you know, and that'll be that. Alright, so the ESC's got a place. Alright, and I won't be putting this straight onto here. Alright, I know people do that, and if you're comfortable with that, be my guest, man, innit? But what I've learned from years of like running electric is these things are fragile, man, innit? There's a motherboard in here. Alright, you keep bashing and crashing with this, eventually one of those solders is gonna come loose, or wire is gonna just deteriorate and fall off. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's when you're gonna have problems. Alright, you need some sort of cushioning underneath here, and I will address that once we get to like installing this bad boy. But for now, let's move on. Let's take this out. Let's start stripping basically. Let's take this battery tray out and mess around with this center diff and see where the center diff is at. Yep, it's 2mm, everybody. So you got 6 2mm screws. Take them out, everyone. So I'm going to take the center diff out, but before I do, got my handy lightsaber here. I want to warm these screws up, just because I know that it's aluminium, so I know there's Loctite here. There's no point putting a tool in here messing about stripping the screws. Do you know what I'm saying? So before you even do that, just heat them up for about 10-15 seconds, 15 I think. Alright, and you should be good to go. There we go, easy as that. You see, I see people struggling and stripping screws and stuff. Don't do that, man. You don't need to do that. Alright, look, screws absolutely fine, and you will get some, you know, you can just wipe that off, you know. Done. It's just oil from the manufacturing process. It just sort of lights up. Once you put heat to it, it comes to the surface. Basically, oil residues. Just wipe it off so it won't stain. Alright, and do the same with the other one. Here we go, done. Alright, so if I didn't apply that heat, I know for certain something would have gone wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it's more about preventing stuff, you know, than actually upgrading and stuff like that. You don't need to, man. Just use your brain a little bit. Okay, so these screws are really loose, man, innit? Alright, that's a good job. I'm going over this and Loctite them once I'm done. That's why, man, kits are banging, you know. You get to put everything together yourself. You know what you're doing, man, innit? You know what you're capable of. Center brace is really light, I have to say. It's really nicely machined, man. I'm liking this. This looks cool. You can get a carbon fiber top plate if you want, but I don't know why you would, man. This is so, there's hardly any weight to this anyway. truth, everyone. There we go. Seal's broken now. Alright, let's see what's inside. Oh wow. Okay. Pins moving nice and freely, which is a good sign. Alright, so here we are. It's the Hyper VS center diff. Comes with bloody O-ring. I like this, man. This is cool. This is really cool. Comes with a bloody O-ring. Damn. No gasket. O-ring instead. Oh no. Oh no. That's not good. See everyone? There's no oil in here. It's just grease. See? Good job. I'll open this up. Now I know, you know. So these cars don't come with diff oil. They just come with grease. You know, there is sufficient grease in there, you know. You should be alright, but when you're running 6S and you want to be, you know, I'll definitely have a go on this, man, innit? You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this build and everything. I want to experience what this buggy can do. But just do your diffs, man, because I'm not comfortable running it like this. Alright, God knows what's in my son's car. I didn't even check that, so I'm gonna have to do that. We'll do that together actually. Alright, in a video soon. But look, there's quite a bit of movement, like quite a bit. I don't know, I'm gonna check if I've got the right shims. If I do have the right shims, I will be shimming this for my daughter. That will give extra bit of durability. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, let me clean all of this out and then we can move on. We'll test some shims together and see what fits. There you go, good as new. See, perfect. Make sure you take off all the grease, alright? There might be some stuck in the nooks and crannies. Make sure you take it all out, because you don't know how it's going to react to the silicone, you know? Something catastrophic might happen. Hopefully not, but just make sure, man, innit? Just go over your stuff. Alright? Done. So here we are. The center diff is all nicely cleaned up, as you can see. What I was gonna say is be very careful with these washers, man. They're tiny. Alright, I'm gonna see if I've got some exactly the same so I can shim the diffs. These O-rings, same again. Clean them out nicely and make sure you grease them up before you put it in. Anything Team Associated green slime, Protect grease, or there's other ones like Hobby King has green slime as well. So yeah, man, just make sure you grease them up in it, otherwise they just with the heat and the friction, they just rip apart. So make sure you grease them up. Alright, if you've got nothing, just put some graphite grease on them, man. That's better than nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? Alright, and especially this one as well. That's gonna seal your diff, so I'm gonna put plenty of blue O-ring grease on this. Alright, don't skip this bit. Make sure you clean inside and you get all of that grease out. You see, look, it's already coming out. Get all of that out. If you don't have alcohol in the house, just use WD-40, man. At least it will clean some of that craziness out. Oh shit, my bearing. Alright, make sure you get in there, in those grooves where basically your O-ring's gonna sit. Alright, get all of that crappy grease out. Alright, done. Give it a good wipe. These kitchen towels. Or use a lint-free cloth like this, and if you don't have any of those, microfiber, man. Microfiber cloth is really good. What I'm using here, basically. These diff cups are not bad, man. They got like, you know, steel inserts. It's really nice, I have to say. Okay everyone, so I'm going to finish cleaning this out, and then I'm going to start taking out the rear and the front. Alright, let's get this diff back together. Before you do anything, alright, and I have done this before, put your damn bearing on, man, innit? Because you will forget, and once you forget, it's a pain because you got to take everything out, and God forbid you put all the silicone oil in, then you got to empty it out and then take everything apart and then put your bearing on. So first things first, alright, this is the first thing I do. Put your bearing on. Done. Alright, you don't have to worry about it now. Alright, get yourself an out dry, but before we do, we're going to put some grease in here. Alright, I've actually got it here already, so let's do that now. Just get some on your finger. Just tiny bit, not much. I can probably do both of them with this. Alright, just get some of that grease in that groove. There we go. Done. That's all you have to do. And that's ready. Let's do this one as well. Alright, done. Okay, so that's ready to go. Alright, let's put these diffs together, man, in it quickly. I'll show you guys just this one, alright, and the next two I'll just skip forward, you know, quickly, just to show you snippets basically, so you guys don't get bored. So get your spider gears on like that, shim on each side, just like that. Alright, now repeat the process. There and there. Make sure they go in like facing each other like that. Alright, shim on each side, just like that. Alright, so now we got grease up these O-rings. Alright, this is my favorite O-ring grease. It's PARENTAL premium blue O-ring grease, made in the USA, baby. Banging stuff, man, in it. I can't recommend this highly enough. Alright, this makes your O-rings last like forever. Alright, I think I've had my armor crating for about 3 years, and I've only changed one set of O-rings. Alright, so I think maybe like after a year and a half I changed out the O-rings because they were like eating up, you know. But that's what happens, man, when you run 6 sets. Everything bloody breaks. Squeeze a little bit of grease out like that. And I love the way it just sticks to the O-ring, man. Look at it. It's just proper grabbing onto it. I love that about this grease. Alright, leave that there. The other one. There you go. Now your O-rings are all greased up. Perfect. Make sure you clean your hands as you go along, because everything just gets all greasy and oily, man. Then you're gonna have a tough time screwing shit down. Alright, so get your outdrive in. Alright, we've already got the bearing there, so we don't have to worry about that. Now it's time to put the O-ring in. Yeah, let me show you guys. If you guys can see, it's gonna sit in that groove just in there, right inside there. So get your O-ring. I like to use these plastic pincers, alright, just so you don't damage, like if you got, I don't know, a steel or aluminium one, sometimes it does rip the O-ring, so I like using plastic ones. So put that in there and just drive it home. Here we go. Make sure it's seated in properly. If it doesn't sit in properly, readjust and try to put it in again. This plastic pencils, they just make it easier, man, innit? Like, look at the tip, you know, it's nicely rounded off, and you can like really tuck it in properly. Alright, I think that's about right. Okay, so now we get our bigger shim for the planetary gear. We stick that in there. Alright. And push it all the way down. There you go, just like that. Get your pin. Try to look in through this hole and find the other hole on the outdrive. It's really difficult to show you guys, but I can see it, I think. There's no easy way of doing this, everyone. You just gotta do it. Time for the metal one. Here we go. Try to center it up best as possible. Alright, so once that's done, get your planetary gear, line it up with this slot. Well, not like that, but you know, line your pin up with this slot and just pop it in. There you go. You see? That's all you have to do. Alright, so now that bit's done, we can put our spider gates in. And try to face this groove upwards, so this bad boy can key in to here. Alright, so there's no right or wrong way, just don't lose your shims or anything like that in there. Just pop them in just like that. Spread the spider gears out. That's it. Right, get the other one. Look, that groove's moved, so find that groove, make sure it's facing up, just like that. Put the other half in. Push the gears to the side. Alright, now, okay, we're just gonna see the tolerance, man, in it. Just wanna see how they operate. Let's see how much movement they have on each side. It's gonna be, there is a bit of movement, not gonna lie. So I'm thinking okay, it's not bad, it's really it's very acceptable, I'm not gonna lie. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put one shim basically on each, like not on each side. Alright, just do one side. So I'm gonna do this side and I'm gonna do this side. Alright, like that, so it just gives you less, you know, that movement there, that tiny bit, that will be gone, you know, so your diff's gonna be nice and solid. Okay, so let me go find some shims and we can move on. Alright everyone, with all of that done today, I just want to thank all my subscribers, all my viewers. Thank you very much for watching and tuning in. I hope you guys stay safe. So until next time, look after yourself everyone, and I'll speak to you guys next time. Take care.